Welcome to Job Coach Training. This is video 1, and we're starting with the foundation of everything you'll do as a job coach. Applied Behavior Analysis, or ABA. You'll learn the skills you need to support people with disabilities in competitive employment. But before we get into specific techniques and strategies, you need to understand how behavior works. That's what today is about. Here's what we'll cover. First, what applied behavior analysis is and why job coaches use it. Second, the ABC model, antecedent, behavior, consequence, the foundation for understanding all behavior. And third, building rapport and trust with the people you support, because you cannot teach someone who doesn't trust you. By the end of this video, you'll understand that behavior isn't random. It happens for a reason. And when you understand the reason, you can support people more effectively. Let's start with the basics. What is applied behavior analysis? Applied behavior analysis, ABA, is the science of understanding and changing behavior. It's based on decades of research about how behavior works, what causes it, and how to teach new behaviors or reduce problematic ones. A BA gives us a framework for understanding why people do what they do. Here's the core principle of ABA. Behavior is not good or bad. Behavior is functional. Let me say that again because it's critical. Behavior is not good or bad. Behavior is functional. What does functional mean? It means the behavior serves a purpose. It accomplishes something for the person. Even behaviors that others view as inappropriate or problematic serve a function. The person is getting something they want, or avoiding something they don't want. Why does this matter for job coaching? Because when you understand the function of a behavior, you can teach better ways to accomplish the same thing, change the environment to prevent problems, support people more effectively. You're not just reacting to behavior. You're understanding it and addressing the underlying need. What job coaches do with ABA? You use ABA principles to teach job tasks systematically, understand why challenging behaviors happen, build new skills, support people to succeed in the workplace. ABA isn't therapy. It's not something you do to people. It's a way of understanding behavior that makes you a more effective teacher and supporter. Now let's talk about the ABC model. This is the foundation of everything in ABA. ABC stands for A equals antecedent, B equals behavior, C equals consequence. Every behavior happens in this sequence. Something happens before, antecedent. Then the behavior occurs, then something happens after, consequence. Let me break this down. A equals antecedent. An antecedent is anything that happens right before a behavior. It's the trigger or the cue. Examples of antecedents. Your phone dings, antecedent. Someone asks you a question, antecedent. You see a pile of dishes in the sink, antecedent. A timer goes off, antecedent. Antecedents set the stage for behavior. They make behavior more or less likely to happen. B equals behavior. Behavior is what the person does. It's observable and measurable. Examples of behaviors. Check your phone, answer the question, wash the dishes, turn off the timer. Behavior is always something you can see or directly observe. C equals consequence. A consequence is what happens right after the behavior. It's the result. Examples of consequences. You see a text message, consequence of checking phone. The person thanks you, consequence of answering. The dishes are clean, consequence of washing them. The beeping stops, consequence of turning off timer. Consequences can be positive, negative, or neutral. They influence whether the behavior will happen again in the future. Here's a workplace example of the ABC model. A antecedent. Pizza dough is sitting on the prep station. B behavior. Employee ladles sauce onto the dough. C consequence. The pizza has sauce on it, ready for the next step. The antecedent, dough on the station, cues the behavior, add sauce. The consequence, pizza ready for cheese, reinforces that this was the correct action. Another workplace example. A, antecedent. Phone rings at the front desk. B, behavior. Employee answers the phone. C, consequence. Employee engages with the caller, provides information. The phone ringing is the natural cue. Answering is the behavior. Engaging with the caller is the consequence. Why the ABC model matters. When you understand ABC, you can manipulate antecedents, change what happens before to make appropriate behavior more likely. Example: put a visual schedule on the wall so the employee sees what task comes next without having to ask you. Teach new behaviors. Use clear cues, antecedents, and meaningful consequences to teach job tasks. Example: show them the natural cue, customers leaving equals bust the table, and reinforce the behavior. Praise for cleaning promptly. Understand challenging behavior. Figure out what's triggering a behavior and what's maintaining it. Example: employee refuses a task, behavior, every time a certain supervisor asks, antecedent. The consequence is they get assigned a different task. Now you understand why the refusal keeps happening. Part 3. Building rapport and trust. Why rapport matters and rapport building techniques. Now let's talk about something that's just as important as understanding behavior. Building rapport and trust with the people you support. Here's a truth you need to hear. You cannot teach someone who doesn't trust you. All the ABA knowledge in the world won't help if the person you're supporting doesn't feel safe with you, doesn't believe you're on their side, and doesn't trust your guidance. Rapport comes first, then teaching. What is rapport? Rapport is a relationship of mutual trust and respect. It's when someone feels comfortable with you, believes you have their best interests at heart, and is willing to take risks and try new things because they trust your support. Why rapport matters in job coaching. People learn better when they feel safe. Trust makes it easier to provide correction or feedback. Strong relationships help people persist through challenges. Your effectiveness as a job coach depends on your relationship with the person. Rapport building techniques. These come from research on what builds trust. Use these strategies from day one. Technique 1. Keep your word. If you say you'll do something, do it. If you say you'll be there at 9 a.m., be there at 9 a.m. If you promise to help them with something, follow through. Consistency builds trust. Broken promises destroy it. Technique 2. Remember their name and use it respectfully. People want to hear their name said with respect. We all do. Use their name when you greet them, when you're teaching, when you're praising their work. Not constantly, that's awkward, but regularly, in a natural way. Technique 3. Speak their language. Match your communication style to theirs. If they're formal, be professional. If they're casual, be friendly. If they use certain phrases or ways of talking, mirror that when appropriate. This isn't about being fake. It's about meeting people where they are. Technique 4. Be truthful in your communication. This is about professional honesty. When something isn't working, say so directly but kindly. When they did something well, tell them. Don't sugarcoat and don't exaggerate. Authentic, truthful communication builds trust. People know when you're being fake. Technique 5. Apologize quickly when you make a mistake. You will make mistakes. When you do, own it immediately. I was wrong about that. I apologize. Goes a long way. Technique 6. Remain calm in stressful situations. When things go wrong at the job site, and they will, your calm presence provides stability. If you panic or get upset, that makes everything worse. Be the calm, steady person they can rely on. Technique 7. Practice accountability. Hold yourself to the same standards you expect from them. If you're teaching punctuality, be punctual. If you're teaching professional communication, communicate professionally. Model what you teach. Important note: these rapport-building techniques aren't tricks or manipulation. They're how you demonstrate genuine respect and care for the person you're supporting. Treat people with dignity. Assume competence. Believe in their potential. That's the foundation of good job coaching. Let's review what you learned today. First, applied behavior analysis is the science of understanding and changing behavior. Behavior is functional. It serves a purpose. Second, the ABC model shows us that every behavior happens in sequence. Antecedent, what happens before. Behavior, what the person does. And consequence, what happens after. Understanding this sequence helps us teach more effectively. Third, rapport and trust are essential. You cannot teach someone who doesn't trust you. Use proven techniques to build strong, respectful relationships from day one. In the next video, we'll talk about behavioral technology tools, the low-tech and high-tech supports you'll use to help people succeed at work. But everything builds on what you learned today. Keep the ABC model in mind. Always think about function, and always prioritize building trust. See you in video 2.